Hey, hey, hey! Facebook Live community, Jeff Zimfer, Mortgage Marketing Institute. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us for what is a new series that we're going to be doing, and glad you're here and involved. It is Facebook Live Fridays. So the goal here is every Friday, right, we want to have an engagement and interaction with you. And my question to you this week is, what's your number one business challenge? What's your number one business challenge that you're dealing with as a mortgage professional? I want to help you get answers. I want to help you get on the road to succeeding, to overcoming your number one business challenge, or maybe you've got two or three, whatever it is. So if you're already a member of Mortgage Marketing Institute private Facebook group, that's great. Glad to have you here. If you're not, feel free to ping me on Facebook right here, Mortgage Marketing Institute, our main site. And lastly, of course, if you haven't checked out the blog with all kinds of free content, and especially the podcast that we do every single week at Mortgage Marketing Radio, you want to go check out the blog at mortgagemarketinginstitute.com. And you can subscribe to the podcast there and get your weekly access to what I'm trying to bring you there is not only access to top producers, what's working in today's market, right, but also access and insights on different tools and technology and resources. What I'm all about is helping you as a mortgage professional be a better marketer, right? How do you succeed in today's changing world around content marketing, digital marketing, obviously partnering with real estate agents? How do you teach classes with real estate agents to add more value and start to build your referral network and so forth? So that's what we're all about at Mortgage Marketing Institute. Check us out and let's connect on the interwebs, if you will. So as far as that goes, recommendation for you, I was reading a book. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, I was on a podcast earlier today, which is going to be released next week with, you probably know Rene Rodriguez in the mortgage space. He is our next upcoming guest on Mortgage Marketing Radio. So if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, make sure you go do that, either on iTunes or go over to our blog and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss that incredible episode. Really honored to have Rene as a special guest. He's really smart and intelligent and has got a lot of insights into brain neuroscience and how the brain works and how do we get ourselves to follow through and take action on certain things we know we should be taking action on, such as overcoming your number one business challenge, right? Maybe one of the reasons why you have this persistent and consistent business challenge is because you haven't taken action yet on what you know you should do. And there's some very credible reasons as to why we don't follow through, that I don't follow through on certain things, procrastination or whatnot. But Renee and I spend a good amount of time on that podcast breaking down the neuroscience, kind of the reasons why the brain prevents us from achieving, right, things that we want to achieve, whether it's a better relationship, better in business or whatnot. So tune into that. But the book recommendation I have for you is called Do the Work by Steven Pressfield. If you're a fan of Seth Godin is a big fan of Steven Pressfield in this book called Do the Work. Seth actually wrote the foreword to this book. As you can see, it's not a very big book, but it's very useful and very insightful. So I think you could get it done, get it watched read in no time. And I actually have his first book right here. Where is it? The War of Art, right? And what this is all about is breaking through the blocks, right, that exist within us when we're trying to fight our internal battles, our internal dragon, slay that internal dragon, if you will, about when we want to overcome, we want to achieve something, we want to create something, do something new, whether it's make those phone calls, whether it's host an agent lunch and learn class, whether it's implement a new technology in our business, whatever it is, right? This book, Do the Work, great book. What he'll talk about in there, let me actually read the little inside flap for you here. On the field of the self stands a knight and a dragon. You are the knight. Resistance is the dragon. And so I read that really hit home for me because, hey, a lot of this stuff is new for us, and a lot of what we're learning and adapting in the mortgage world now is new for us. And whenever we attempt something new, what happens? We tend to run into resistance, right? You want to go work out. You want to hit the gym. You want to, launch that new marketing initiative in your business. You want to land that top referral partner. You want to have, a truly deep, rich, loving relationship. Well, oftentimes when you're trying to accomplish those things, you're gonna bump up against that dragon, right? That dragon called resistance. And so what's great about this book is it really gives you insights, as well as this is how it ties into the podcast with Renee Rodriguez and I did, which will be released next week, Tuesday. Is it really helps you understand that resistance is real, and to prepare for it and to overcome it, and know that it's never going to completely go away. It's always going to be there at various levels depending on what it is that you're trying to do. So just know that going in, okay? Resistance is going to be there. And to resist resistance, some would argue, what's that saying? To resist is futile, right? It's not about resisting. It's about understanding how do you navigate resistance to still get yourself to follow through and take action on those things that you need to take action on, okay? So that's that. How's that for a lead up and a promotion about Mortgage Marketing Radio, the podcast? So we're answering this question of what's your number one business challenge. And I will propose to you that whatever that business challenge is that you're having, right? There's a quote I read the other day. As a matter of fact, I have it written down here, that the difference between $100,000 a year in income and $1 million a year in income is skills. The difference between the income you earn now and the income that you want to earn is largely comes down to skills. Now, what is behind those skills, right, is your beliefs, right? The beliefs you have about certain things, beliefs you have about certain activities involved in that are required for you to get to that next level in your business. So it's your beliefs that really are going to drive your behaviors. And behavior, right, is you engaging in some type of activity. Ideally, right, how do you obtain a skill? You have to take action. You have to behave, right? You have to be doing. Does that make sense? So again, this goes back to the podcast with Renee next week, which you'll see, Renee Rodriguez. It's a great podcast where we talk about beliefs and how that influences everything else. But I'll tell you this, is that if let's just say your number one business challenge is we're moving into a purchase market like we've never moved before. As a matter of fact, what was it? The Mortgage Bankers Association, I believe, came out and predicted 2017 a 55% drop in refinance volume. 55%. So look at your business right now and how much of your business is refinance, right? Depends on where you're at. If it's 30%, 80%, right? So somewhere in there, right? Assume that you're going to take a big hit on the refinance volume next year if the MBA is at all accurate in their predictions. So if it is that significant, right, we need to make those adjustments now for adjusting for how we're going to capture this or make up for, I should say, the loss in refinance business, right? So oftentimes when people talk about building their mortgage origination, their purchase business, they talk about going after real estate agents, which of course is what I call a real estate agent is an oil well. How I evaluate it. An oil well. What is an oil well? Well, an oil well is something that continues to produce benefits for you that, once it's been tapped, doesn't, necessarily need the same attention that it required to first get that oil well producing and be profitable. So the question for you then is, so how are you going to attract and capture real estate agents if that's a business challenge for you? And let me ask you, is it a business challenge for you? How many are here? Raise your hand. Click yes, click like, click one of the buttons below and tell me yes, right? Realtors capturing and converting real estate agents is a business challenge for me. And if so, what's your plan for that? Is it cold calling? Is it trying to break into closed offices? Is it chasing agents down? Is it pandering? Is it, send me your worst loan, showing up with rate sheets and donuts, buying, a congratulation cake once they close a listing or something, and cupcakes and donuts or whatever. So I don't know what your plan is, but I think that I can definitely help you in that area of capturing and converting real estate agents through a variety of means. One is over at the blog. There's a free resource for you over there, the ebook called The Ultimate Guide to Hosting Realtor Classes. And as you probably know by now, hosting realtor classes, lunch and learns and stuff is a phenomenal way for you to position yourself and capture real estate agents, to put yourself in front of that moving parade of real estate agents, right? To get active in your local community. So that's one thing you may want to consider doing. What about, let me ask you this question. How many of you here, let me put it this way. So here's the ultimate question I wanted to ask you today. And that is this. I asked you, opened up with, what's your number one business challenge, right? That you're struggling with. And I want to ask you, what topics, what is it you're mostly after? And let's take it beyond the whole, I just want more leads, right? More loans. Yeah, I get that, right? But yeah, there's a means to that. How do you get there? So let me ask you this. What topics are you most interested in learning more about, becoming knowledgeable in? What areas of your business are you open to pursuing to grow your business, right? To overcome that business challenge, business sales marketing challenge. I want to set aside all the compliance and trade issues and all that kind of stuff for now and deal with the sales and marketing and business development side of things. But are you open to, would you be interested in learning about a variety of different topics that could make a positive impact, such as, obviously, digital marketing is a big one, right? Facebook marketing. What about how to leverage Facebook Live in your mortgage business? What about podcasting, right? What if there were a way for you to understand how to actually begin to do podcasting and become a local expert, a known authority, a thought leader in your local area as a podcaster, and a podcaster who would feature special guests that are relevant, right? Such as local real estate agents, other related business providers that are relevant to the subjects of homes and money, right? That's a big wide range, by the way. That's everything from home inspectors to financial planners to pest control to title, home warranty, financial planners, if I didn't say that. Obviously, it's a great platform for you to rotate top realtors through and have a Q&A session with them on a weekly basis. So I guess what I'm getting at is one of the things we're looking at Mortgage Marketing Institute is providing more relevant content for you. And we want to get an idea of what's the types of content that you're most interested in. It seems to be whenever I ask this question, we get a lot of feedback that it's digital marketing related content, which only makes sense considering the world we're in, right? So things like, how do I actually grow my following on social media? How do I set up my website or my blog properly so I'm able to capture and convert leads? How do I automate some of my technology? So on and so forth. So the list is long, and what I want is some input and feedback from you on if we were able to offer, say, a pro level type of a membership, access to more content at Mortgage Marketing Institute that's beyond the podcast, beyond the guides and reports that we provide for downloads, and is more in lines with you becoming what I call a next gen originator. And there was ways for you to get access to these, education and content and training on helping you be a next gen originator. Is that something that would be of interest to you? Would you be receptive to receiving that kind of information, to having access to, let's say, weekly short educational video snippets that help you walk through a particular subject? Would you want more guides and downloads? And let's take it up even further there for another second. Hey, Aaron Haldeman, how you doing? Long time no talk. Glad you're here, man. We need to connect. So one of the things we're thinking about adding in the Mortgage Marketing Institute, kind of pro members area is, for instance, what if you could have on a weekly basis a quick video, 5 minutes or less, that is on a particular topic that is delivered from a subject matter expert on something. Like, let's just say, okay, we're focused on realtors here. Let's say every week you could have a video done for you by a subject matter expert, somebody like a Tom Ferry or a Katie Lance or somebody else, out there who's obviously a known expert that real estate agents know, like, and trust. And there's a weekly 5 minute or less video, a piece of content, educational content coming from that subject matter expert, and you're sending that to the real estate agent. And you've got a library of those videos that you can now have branded, right? And a whole custom kind of login environment and everything for you as a mortgage professional, as a way to build your trust and likability with agents, as a way to add value to your agents, as a way to connect you and your brand to that thought leader, to that Tom Ferry, to that Katie Lance, or whoever, right, that's providing that content. How cool would that be if you could do that? How many would be interested in something like that? Give me a comment down below. Let me know that you're here. And let me know that what do you think of that idea? So there's that, right? That's one of the things that we're working on to help you here. So lastly, your other big business challenge, I'm here to take questions. Let me know what it is. I'll still get into this live feed afterwards, even if you're seeing the kind of replay of this. I will answer your questions about what is your number one business challenge and get you answers on those. And just know that we're going to be doing these, on a regular basis. As I said, it's a Facebook Live Friday, so we'll be doing them ideally every Friday. And wanted to build this audience and bring you guys here so we can start answering your questions. Let's see if I got a couple questions here online. Thanks, Kenny, for liking my video. Are you here, Kenny? Glad to see you. You're always here, man. Your number one business challenge. Awesome. So I guess that's it. In recapping and closing down, if you haven't joined our private Facebook group, you can join on Facebook. Ping me here and make sure you're a mortgage loan officer in the mortgage business, and we'll give you some access there and get access to even more and special things. And let me know your thoughts on some of the ideas we shared with you here today. And I look forward to connecting with you on this next session of Facebook Live Friday. So that is it for now, my friends. And thanks for watching. Jeff Zimfer. Check us out on the blog, mortgagemarketinginstitute.com. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast on the site there. We just wrapped our podcast, going to be released next week. As I said earlier, Rene Rodriguez, who's just a phenomenal guy in the mortgage space. You're going to love that podcast. We're going to dive deep into kind of the brain science and how do we get ourselves to overcome procrastination and get ourselves to do what we know we should be doing, but we don't, and we need to do more of that. So that's that. Jeff Zimfer signing off for now. We'll see you again on the next one. Leave your questions and comments below, and I will answer them on the replay. Okay, bye for now.